Hello class, very good morning. So today we are going to deal with the third part of this chapter, the Bipin Chaudhary's lapse of memory. Before we proceed with the third part, we'll have a glimpse of the recap as to what had happened previously. Now we came across a character whose name was Bipin Chaudhary, who was known for his great memory and was working in a very big firm. Now it was his routine habit to drop at the Kalicharan's market to get him some stock of book which would last him for the whole week. Now while he was in the library, saw someone was he saw an intruder who was spying at him. And when he asked him, the intruder, whose name was Parimal Ghosh, tells him that he knows him and they were been together in Ranchi. In spite of his lot of efforts, Parimal Ghosh's lot of efforts, Bipin Chaudhary is not able to recollect his memory. He is not able to recollect as if he has ever met Parimal Ghosh, and he does not pay any attention to him, and he leaves the library, leaving Parimal Ghosh in a great confusion. On his way to home, he decides to cross-check what the man said, because he knew such an intimate details about his Ranchi trip. So he decides to cross-check. So he pulls over his leaves and check as to if he has any injury in the right knee. So he rolls up his sleeves and checks if he has any injury in the right knee. And that comes out to be true. He had a mark on his right knee which was about 1 inch, and he is not able to recollect when did he had that accident. So finally he thinks to go to Dinesh Mukherjee's house, which as per the Parimal Ghosh, the man who met in the library, was supposed to be with him, he was supposed to be in his bungalow in the Ranchi. But then again he thinks no, it is not a good idea to go to Dinesh Mukherjee's house, because he is a very sarcastic person and he would increase the matter a lot. So he drops up his plans. He goes home, has a cup of tea, sips a cup of tea, relaxes himself and sleeps well. But next day in the office, he is not able to concentrate on his work. The whole day, the previous past incident keeps on rolling his mind. So finally, he decides to call Dinesh Mukherjee over call. He thinks that the embarrassment would not be seen over the call. So he finally calls Dinesh Mukherjee and asks him if he is able to recollect any incident which had taken place in the 1958. So this Dinesh Mukherjee goes and takes his diary and check, and he recalls two incidents. The first was in the February where he attended his nephew's wedding, and the second was in Ranchi where they both went together. Hearing this, Bipin Babu immediately hangs up the call without uttering a word, and he gets very distressed as to how could he forget such big incident. Why is he not able to remember anything? And he gets very upset, because of which he is not even finishing his lunch, which he had finishing his sandwiches which he had got it for his lunch. He thinks that he has got some mental problem for which he needs to get cured. Now we'll see the part 3 of this chapter. After lunchtime, Bipin Babu realized that he couldn't possibly carry on sitting at his desk and working. This had never happened in 20 years. He had been with his firm. He had a reputation for being a tireless, conscious worker. But today his head was at whirl. Back home at 2:30, Bipin Babu lay down in bed and tried to gather his wits together. He knew that it was possible to lose one's memory through an injury in the head, but he didn't know of a single instant of someone remembering everything except one particular incident, and a fairly recent and significant one at that. He had always wanted to go to Ranchi. To have gone there, done things and not remember was something very utterly impossible. Now, after lunch break, Bipin Babu had the realization that he just couldn't continue sitting on his desk and work like nothing had happened. This was something so unusual that he had not faced anything like in his 20 years of association with the company. He was known for his hard work and diligence. Unlike always, he was unable to think clearly today. So he decides to go home. As he reached home by 2:30 in the afternoon, Bipin Babu lay down on his bed and made an attempt to become calm and to be able to think clearly. He was well aware about the possibility of losing one's memory because of an injury in the head, but never had heard a case where one does not remember just one particular incident, and that too without any injury. He had never had any injury in his head. It was more difficult for him to believe because the incident he had forgotten was quite recent and actually significant. As it had been mentioned earlier, he had always wanted to go to Ranchi and do stuffs. So it makes it all more difficult for him to believe that he forgot about something he had wanted to do for a long time. How could he forget such a big event? At 7:30, Bipin Babu's servant came and announced, "Chunni Babu, sir, says it's very important." Bipin Babu knew what Chunni had come for. Chunni Nan had been at school with him. He had been having a rough time lately and had been coming to see him about a job. Bipin Babu knew it was not possible to do anything for him and in fact told him so. But Chunni kept turning like a bad penny. Bipin Babu sent word not only was it not possible for him to see Chunni now, but not in several weeks. So now, it was about 7:30 in the evening when Bipin Babu's house helper came to announce that Chunni Babu, now here is the fifth character in the story whose name is Chunni Babu, had come to see him, and he says that it is something regarding very important. But Bipin Babu was 100% sure. He was aware that this Chunni Babu had come to ask for a job. They both were together in the school, and Chunni Babu was being very rough through the year. He was not at all good at studies, so he had always, and after school time he also had a very bad time. He never used to settle down in one job. So he always used to come to Bipin Babu and ask for help for a job. And Bipin Babu had already told him that it was difficult for him to help Chunni Lal with a job. But Chunni Lal did not stop turning at his house. He had been compared to a bad penny, which indicates that Chunni Lal was not very welcomed by Bipin Babu. But as soon as the servant stepped out of the room, it struck Bipin Babu that Chunni might remember something about the 58 trip. There was no harm in asking him. Bipin Babu hurried down the stairs into the living room. Chunni was about to leave, but seeing Bipin Babu appear, he turned hopefully. Bipin Babu hurried down the stairs into the living room. Chunni was about to leave, but seeing Bipin Babu, he appeared, turned round hopefully. Bipin Babu didn't beat about the bush. "Listen, Chunni, I want to ask you something. You have a good memory, and you have been seeing me off and on for a long time. And just you have been seeing me off for a long time, just throw your mind back and tell me, did I go to Ranchi in 58? Chunni said, 58? It must have been 58, or was 59? You're sure that I did go to Ranchi? Chunni's look of amazement was not unmixed with worry. Did you mean you have doubts of having gone to Ranchi at all? Did I go, you remember clearly? Now here, in the light of current situation, Bipin Babu sent message for Chunni Lal through his servant that it was not possible for meet him right now for several weeks, for that matter. But as the servant left the room to convey the message to Chunnilan, Bipin Babu was hit with an idea. He thought there was no harm in asking Chunni about the Ranchi trip about 58. So Bipin Babu rushed to the living room through the stairs, and Chunni was just about to leave. On seeing Bipin Babu, he turned back in the ray of some hope that at least Bipin Babu had come down to offer him a job. But unfortunately, instead of going round and round, here Bipin Babu comes straight to the point and asks him, Chunni, in case he knew if Bipin Babu went to Ranchi in 58, he asked him. And Bipin Babu told him that Chunni must remember because he had a good memory. So he is putting a good butter to him to get the answer. Bipin Babu confirms with Chunni Lal if he was sure that Bipin Babu went to Ranchi. This left Chunni Lal very shocked and worried. He asked Bipin Babu if he was having doubts of having taken trip to Ranchi at all. Because Bipin Babu asked him again and again if Chunni remembered about his trip clearly. On hearing this, Chunni Lal sat on the sofa and began to stare Bipin Babu. Chunni sat down on the sofa, fixed Bipin Babu with a long and stared and said, Bipin, have you taken drugs or something? As far as I know you, you had a clean record where such things were concerned. I know that old friendship don't mean much to you, but at least you had a good memory. You can't really mean that you have forgotten all about Ranchi's trip. Are you serious? Now, here Chunni sat on the sofa and stared at Bipin Babu for a long time. Here Chunni was also in a great shock as to how Bipin Babu could forget. He asked Bipin Babu if he had resorted to drugs or something that sort. So Chunni Lal mentions how Bipin Babu had a good memory and he had a clear record of events of his life in his mind. He further adds that he is well aware of how disconnected Bipin Babu is when it comes to friendship. He is not much interested. But he could not believe that he had forgotten about such a significant event like his trip to Ranchi. Bipin Babu had to turn away from Chunni's incredulous stare. Do you remember what my last job was? Asked Chunni Lal. Of course, you worked in a travel agency. You remember that, and you don't remember that I was who fixed up your railway bookings for Ranchi. I went to the station to see you off. One of the fans in your compartment was not working. I got an electrician to fix it. Have you forgotten everything? Whatever is the matter with you? You don't look too well, you know. Bipin Babu sighed and shook his head. Now, Chunni Lal was staring at Bipin Babu since long that Bipin had to look away in embarrassment. Chunni continues to ask Bipin Babu if he remembers what Chunni's previous job was, to test if Bipin had really lost his memory or something was wrong with him. So Bipin Babu remembered and told him that it was a travel agency. And Chunni points him that you remember my previous job, but you don't remember that I was the one who booked tickets for you. I was the one who went to the station to see you off. He even remembers minute details, like he fixed up the fans in Bipin Babu's compartment which did not work properly and how he got an electrician to fix it. Chunni could not believe how Bipin Babu had forgotten about everything. He points out that Bipin Babu does not look in the best of his health and his shape too. He thought he was getting ill. Emitting a sigh, Bipin Babu shook his head in agreement and he said, Yes, I feel I am really not well and I need some rest. I've been working too hard. That must be the reason. Must see about consulting a specialist. Doubtless, it was Bipin's condition which made Chunni Lal leave without mentioning anything about a job. Paresh Chanda was a young physician with a pair of bright eyes and a sharp nose. He became thoughtful when he heard about Bipin Babu's symptoms. Now, this is the sixth character who has been introduced into the story. Look, Dr. Chanda, said Bipin Babu, thoughtful, desperately. You must cure me of this horrible illness. I can't tell you how it's affecting my work. Now, here, finally, at last, Bipin Babu accepted that he had been working too much and that could have been taking his toll on his memory. They agreed that they need to see a specialist for his condition. So Chunilal left without even mentioning anything about his job because he understood it was not the right time to ask Bipin Babu anything. It was right time for him to leave. Now Bipin Babu finally visited a physician whose name was Paresh Chanda. The young doctor had bright eyes and a very sharp nose. The physical description has been given about the physician. He got into thinking about hearing Bipin Babu's symptoms. Bipin Babu told the doctor of how badly and desperately he was wanted to get rid of his illness. He termed his situation horrible. He said he's pissed off and he couldn't take it anymore because he's not able to focus on his work. Now Bipin Babu also further adds and tells him that the ways it might be affecting his work and has started bothering him a lot. Dr. Chanda shook his head. You know what, Mr. Chaudhary? He said, I have never had to deal a case such as yours. Frankly, this is quite outside my field of experience. But I have one suggestion. I don't know if it will work, but that's worth a try. I can do no harm. It can do no harm. So here, what Dr. Chanda says, he shakes his head and he clearly agrees upon Bipin Babu. And he confesses that he has never ever seen such case like Bipin Babu's in his whole career life. So, and he stays very honest and tells Bipin Babu that this is also outside his area of expertise. He will not be able to cure Bipin Babu. But he tells him that there is a suggestion. He offers his opinion that might work. He calls it a worthy try and adds that there is no negative consequences or there is no harm in doing it. So let's see what he has to offer Bipin Babu. Bipin Babu leaned forward anxiously. As far as I can make out, says Dr. Chanda, and I think of you are the same opinion, you must have been to Ranchi, but due to some unknown reason, the entire episode must have slipped out of your mind. What I suggest is that you go to Ranchi once again. The sight of the place might remind you of your trip. This is not possible. More than that, I cannot do at this moment. I am prescribing a nerve tonic and a tranquilizer. Sleep is essential or the symptoms will get more pronounced. Bipin Babu felt somewhat better the next morning. After breakfast, he had rang up his office, gave some instructions and then procured a first class ticket for Ranchi for the same evening. Now, finally, Bipin Babu was very anxious to listen what the doctor was to order, to understand what the doctor was to say, to understand what is the suggestion and what he has to do. So the doctor continued to explain Bipin Babu that he thinks Bipin Babu must have been to Ranchi, but due to some unidentified reason, the entire episode must have slipped out of his mind. The entire encounter might have gone out of his mind. Now he has forgotten that particular part. So the doctor thinks that Bipin Babu is thinking this too. So doctor suggested him to visit Ranchi once again. Now this is in the light possibility that the visuals, that the places which he visited again, if he sees back again, it would make him recollect the memory again. Now, so this is very often we see in the movies. If a ball is hit on the head and he forgets everything, the person again hits the same ball on the head and he again remembers everything. Now, this is a funny way of comedy element in this chapter, where he asks him to repeat the same scenario again. He further adds that possibility of it is not negligible, but this is the most he can do at the moment, because he clearly confessed that it was not his part of expertise. He further prescribed him a nerve tonic and a medicine to reduce stress and reduce stress that would help him to sleep better. And lack of sleep or inadequate sleep would only worsen the symptoms or the illness. As Bipin Babu woke up in the next morning, he felt a little bit better. After having breakfast, he called his office and gave some instructions, and then arranged a first class ticket to Ranchi for the same evening. Now finally, he decides to get his treatment and plans a visit to Ranchi. Now the last and the fourth part will be discussed in the next video.